Even before winning his first title, NBA legends began comparing Kobe to Jordan.
The triangle, so we thanked them last year when we won the championship.
One more thing before we let you go, Kobe. We had kind of a lively debate here in the pregame show about Kobe Bryant at 21 and Michael Jordan at 21. You have guys like Charles Barkley and Michael Finley and Kenny Smith all debating this, trying to figure out if you're a better player at that age than Michael Jordan was. Do you want to weigh in on this, or do you find it all amusing?
No, I think people just talk about that just to talk, really. Michael, he's the greatest player of all time. And
Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. But I don't think he was good as you at 21. I don't think so. I think he's the greatest player ever. And obviously you got a long way to go. But I ain't never seen a 21-year-old guy. You 22 now?
Yes.
Play as well as you playing right now.
Thank you.
Near the end of his first championship run, it was an afterthought that Kobe was the best in the world.
Their first 9 games of the postseason to Craig Sager.
Well, there they are, the two-headed monster, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq, first of all, your coach gets ejected. You guys are down. He thought you weren't getting the calls. Did that really inspire you guys?
We've been programmed all year to just play through anything. And I was off the first half, but, my teammates, they took care of me. They held the game close. The Spurs came out with everything they had, and I didn't realize that going into halftime that they were only up 8. I figured they were up 15, 20 points, but, it's good being on a great team. Tonight was an easy game. I missed some chippies I don't usually miss, but Kobe, Rob, D-Fish, it made me look good. And it's good to play with the best player in the world on your team because it makes stuff a lot easier.
Kobe calls you the best player in the world. Obviously, you guys getting along quite well out there. 28 points tonight. How physical was it? Was it tougher if you get the point?
No, I really wasn't looking to be aggressive. I was really looking to get my teammates involved because that's when we play the best anyway. I think game 1 was just one of those situations where we were able to pull through. But for the most part, when we do well against San Antonio, we have 5, 6 guys in double figures.
This is everything you could possibly want. You've gone 7 weeks without a loss, but you come in here, take 2 on the opposing court.
Yeah, well, our motto is we're not going to lose. No matter what we go through, no matter what type of adversity might happen on the court, we're just not going to lose.
Offensively is one thing, but defensively, you guys were sensational. David Robinson has played 94 career postseason games. Only one other time he was not in double-figure scoring. That was his rookie year. They needed a big game from him. You were guarding him. What were you trying to do to him?
He's a great player. And, we had to help out on dunking a lot, but I was just trying to, stay in front of him and, play good defense. But, this series isn't going to be about Shaq versus Tim or Kobe versus Tim or Shaq versus David. It's a team sport. When you got the greatest player in the world, when you play on the greatest team, anything is possible. And our goal was to come in here and get 1 or 2. We got 2. Now that we're going home, sleeping in our beds, chilling with our children, having a good time, going through our rituals, doing what we do. We can't give up home court advantage. Now we just have to go home and take care of business. We haven't been home in a long time. We're coming home. I know our fans are going to be ready, and we're going to be pumped up. We love the feeling that we went through last year. We want to go through it again.
When and why did you come to the revelation that this is the greatest player on the planet, Kobe Bryant?
Because when I first came to L.A., Jerry showed me a tape of this kid, and I knew he had potential. And a lot of people thought we had problems. We never really had problems at all. I'm the big brother. He's the little brother. I want him to be the best player in the world. I really do. So, we really didn't have struggles. I think the media wanted us to have struggles. Just 2 great players playing on the same thing, same team. Things not going well, but,
After his second title, it was hard to determine if Kobe was better than Michael at the same age.
Think Kobe is better than Michael at age 24?
I do. I think all around he's better. All the different facets that go into the game, I think Kobe is at a higher level at this point than Mike was.
And Sam, you were there during the Jordan years, wrote the book, The Jordan Rules. Do you think that Kobe is better than Michael at age 24?
He's close. It's very similar. Kobe, obviously, he's a much better shooter than Michael is. He's not as ferocious at the basket with the ball. To me, the amazing thing is that we're actually talking about it. Who would have expected, even at this point, that we'd be talking about somebody on the level of Jordan? Well, what Kobe's been doing and the way Kobe's been playing, you'd have to make the comparison for the first time, and I don't think we would have thought it would come this quickly.
Jack, let me ask you, that here's Michael at age 24, he was in his 4th year, Kobe at age 24 in his 7th year. How much of an advantage is that for Kobe?
This is in direct contrast to what Gilbert Arenas says here about Kobe only being respected as a sidekick after winning 3 titles with Shaq.
I think Kobe's learning process was probably better and more accelerated than Michael's. Sam mentioned that he's not as ferocious at the basket, but I think he's more creative. He's more agile. He has more stuff when he gets in the air. And I think also he's playing against much tougher defenses with the zone defenses being permitted, double, triple teams, and he doesn't have many shooters to go along with him. I think he's doing very, very well.
You know what the interesting thing
Immediately after winning 3 titles with Shaq, Kobe was now universally known as the best in the league and comparable to only one man in history.
25 years around the league, where Kobe sort of ranks in the pantheon of great players?
I think it's well, let's sort of take Bill Russell out of it.
Okay.
With his 11 rings.
Okay.
You know, I'll tell Russ when I see him in the finals that I no disrespect meant. We're just he's in a different class, but to me, Kobe is there with Michael.
Really? Wow.
And if you saw that shot, the one he sank, it went by and patted Alvin Gentry. I'm saying, how did he do that? It's not possible. It wasn't possible, but he did it with somebody sort of hanging on him, and I do mean hanging. He has the capacity through his will and determination, which of course is accompanied by his intense conditioning and his incredible skill, to do what has to be done as part of and for the team.
Winning his 4th title had NBA legends beginning to believe he would be the best ever.
Stage is yours. Well, when we talk about Kobe Bryant, I never thought I would say it playing against Michael Jordan for so long. But Kobe Bryant, at the end of the day, Dan, because you think I'm a punk, will go down as the greatest basketball player that has ever lived.
What does Michael do better than Kobe?
He's a lockdown defender. That's the only thing that he does superior to Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant's a better ball handler, a better shooter, and a better scorer, in my opinion.
Game on the line. Kobe or Michael? Who do you want?
It's a coin toss. It really doesn't matter. I'm taking Kobe Bryant.
All right. That's all I'm asking.
Kobe Bryant. 81 points, 62 at the end of third quarter.
That's a great curiosity.
Dallas Mavericks.
That's a great curiosity.
Dan Patrick, look me in my eye. Kobe Bryant will go down as the greatest basketball player that has ever lived.
Even the GOAT himself would rank him over prime LeBron James.
Kobe or LeBron? Well, I mean, that's a tough one. I would say the Kevin Durant. Nah, in terms of dominance of the game of basketball at this stage, is LeBron. Championship-wise, Kobe Bryant. He wants it so bad, and he's willing to go to the extreme, you know, guarding the point guards at the age of 34, playing 38 minutes, 40 minutes. That's ludicrous. I think this is what he's battling with. It is what it is. He's cursed as much as I am. And if you had to pick, you know, between the two, that would be a tough choice. I mean, but 5 beats 1.
But things would change in 2020. Suddenly, fools began taking all kinds of shots at Kobe.
Can you take game 60?
To be honest, 60 was going to happen. Practice after practice. Watching his ticks, watching his movement, starting to understand, like, he don't go left, right very well. Right? He's a little slower, yeah, he uses his length. If I can get past the length and go, he ain't going to do nothing with it. Move on. But you got to remember, I'm studying him, so I know his flaws, I know his weakness, I know he can't do against me. So all I had to do is stay in my zone of scoring against him. Like, I know with Kobe, he's more machine, so I can't do the same thing twice.
Guys play the Lakers at Staples Center. It goes into overtime. You scored 60 points against Kobe.
Then without even taking another shot, his ranking went from maybe 1 or 2 all the way down to 9 or 10.
Can I get one more name in this? Because we're going to run out of time, and we've only... The other name that people seem to be reacting to most strongly on social media yesterday was the name Kobe Bryant, who came in at number 9 on this list. I had Bruce Bowen on here an hour ago saying he would put Kobe 2. Bruce's list had Michael 1 and Kobe 2. Do you believe, and of course a lot of the fun is taken out of this part of the conversation considering the circumstances, but we're talking about the careers here. Do you believe that Kobe should have been higher on the list?
No, I do not. And I told, listen, God rest his soul, when Kobe was alive, he and I talked about this. I didn't even consider him top 5. I definitely considered him top 10, but not top 5. But here's the ultimate indictment. Anytime you think of Kobe Bryant, you think of Michael Jordan and how he came behind Michael Jordan. And so as a result, you have somebody that played his position that is clearly in front of him. And I think ultimately what will forever be held against Kobe Bryant was that he separated from Shaquille O'Neal. All of that plays into it because instead of 5 titles, he might have had 7 or 8 titles had they stayed together. People look at that and they say that comes into the equation as well. Sure, you proved that you could win without Shaq, but you could have been on the floor doing your thing. But also you two, both you and Shaq, could have worked better together as teammates and made sure that you kept that bond tight and together as opposed to severing it. I think that gets held against Kobe, and that's why he falls out of the top 5.
Now all kinds of lesser players are just taking shots at Kobe when they feel like.
Is actually correct. Like, when did ring culture become a thing, right? When you talk about a team award, something that a structure needs to win, does not boost you in front of individual accomplishments. And when you used Kobe, would frowned upon what LeBron said, I would disagree with that.
Got you.
I would disagree with that.
I remember what I said there.
In real time, Kobe had 3 rings. Y'all wasn't treating him like a 3-ring player. You were treating him like a sidekick. He was considered a sidekick. He was considered a Robin. He was considered the next Pippen. In 2002, with 3 rings, we were still comparing T-Mac. Who was better in the league? You couldn't convince the NBA down the middle who was better. So
between
T-Mac and Cole.
Totally true. Totally
right?
true.
So if you're sitting there with 3 rings and you're still being compared to someone who doesn't have rings, what do you think happened? I need individual accomplishments. Can you please get rid of Shaq? Right? Because if it was about rings, there was no reason for the fallout with him and Shaq. The fallout was about you only respect the driver of the car. No one respects the passenger of rings. Right? There's no one says it, but the one who's leading the one who's leading the team, that's the gold member right there. That ring counts. The second option ring, that's silver when no one respects it. In history, no one has respected.
Scottie Pippen's
You got Scottie Pippen with 6 rings that's ranked on the all-time list 32. Right? You got people that don't have rings that's in front of them. So what LeBron is saying is like, wait a minute, when did we take away your greatness as a player and use team structured awards? Right? Because then you're only talking about if you get drafted to Boston, Los Angeles, like what, half of the league came from big cities that's in, more than half that's in the top 75, right? So it's basically saying whoever has private school teaching in the organization is what wins. Because these public school players down in Memphis, Minnesota, you have a hard time.
Very eloquent argument. You won't get away with it, though, but I'll let y'all go first. I'll be back.
Players with 1 playoff win in 13 seasons are comparing themselves to Kobe.
We have too many talented players that come through this league that are championship worthy. What I mean by that, if you take them off a team that is a championship quality team, replace me with Kobe with Shaq. I don't win a championship. You don't think I could carry the Lakers to a championship? Like, I've never had the opportunity.
Correct.
I felt like if I was put in that position to win a championship, I damn sure would show up and do what I do in the playoffs to elevate my team to that level. I just never had the chance. So do I get diminished because I never won a championship?
Right.
Yeah, that's what
is it my fault?
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying.
Right. Is it my fault? Right. I was never put in that position, Steve.
And then add another layer onto it, T-Mac. Then you have players that start saying, okay, no, now I got to be a de facto GM. Now I have to be a de facto
and that creates
GM.
the ring
now I got to find.
Because now players are going everywhere because they need to get the ring.
No.
Now, I get, when it comes to LeBron and he gets traded or goes to Miami.
LeBron wasn't talking about Bron, though, T-Mac.
No, but I'm talking about
the other players.
The one,
in a sense.
If they are going as far to try to take away his finals MVP, what will be next?
A lot of people don't know that in that finals, that last finals that they won, Kobe didn't play well. Kobe didn't shoot the ball well. Actually, everybody thought Pau Gasol should have been MVP. That's how well Pau was playing, and Kobe was playing awful. but you never could tell when you turned the TV on that he was struggling because of his leadership is always there. His intensity is always, that fire is always there. So because he's 8 for 24 from the field or something like that, you could never tell with a player like Kobe.
But Fook the haters.
With over 28 points a game average, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists, the 2010 Finals MVP and the winner of the Bill Russell NBA Finals MVP is none other than Kobe Bryant.
Boy, oh boy, I'm so sick and tired of how easy it is for these guys, these ringless guys, to call Kobe's name because Kobe's not here. I'm sick and tired of them using Kobe as an example when it's pointed out or when they feel there's something missing in their life and they want to point to a small part of Kobe's career that resembled the major part of their career. I'm sick and tired of it. Sick to my stomach of it. Half of the guys who talk bad about Kobe don't have half of his game, don't have half of his will, don't have half of his mental fortitude, don't have half his discipline. Right, I saw a clip, Tracy McGrady saying he's the same talent level. Oh, wait, you might be the same talent level, sure, but he put in 1/10 of the work. Right, we know Kobe was up 4 a.m. every day. Trained 4 hours, went back home, came back to train again. So where's the clips? Where's the story of T-Mac doing that? And what about T-Mac's leadership? What about the intangibles with T-Mac? What about his where's T-Mac's all defensive player awards? Kobe has the most in history. So where does T-Mac get it off? Where does T-Mac get off talking about how he's the same type of player as Kobe? And I'm convinced that in terms of players, we should only be hearing from those who have championships and a select few. Right? I think we know who we should be listening to who don't have championships. We know the respect. We know the players who deserve the glory who do not have championships. That players like Iverson, players like Charles Barkley, players like Carmelo, players like Karl Malone. Okay? We know the players who don't have championships. Sean Kemp. Right? Everybody has to give them respect. And we give them the respect as though they have at least one championship. We don't put them on the same level. No, Vince Carter. We don't put them at the same level as Michael Jordan or Kobe, but we give them their respect. All right? Allen Iverson is like a god when it comes to basketball. Everybody I've never heard anybody talk bad about Allen Iverson in my life. And he doesn't have a championship. So these guys are out of their mind. Right? But they want to disrespect Kobe and not give him his due diligence. Right? Kobe should have more MVPs. Doesn't get respect for the first 3 titles, even though he averaged, at some points in those finals more than Shaq. Now people are trying to say, like Dwayne Wade, are trying to say Gasol deserved to be MVP. When the only reason Gasol was getting one-on-one was because of Kobe. I don't know. I don't know what's up with these people, man. But, it's sad that Kobe's gone because I know if he was here, more than half of these comments would not be made. But it just shows you what kind of people these are. And how everybody in the NBA has an agenda. To make themselves or to make somebody like LeBron look better than they actually are. That's about it. So until next time.